everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Companion. I'm excited. These things are coming out so fast digitally. Like, I just felt like this just came out in the movies, and I'm sitting around Tuesday afternoon, I get my Voodoo or my Fandango email, and it's like, Companion's out. I'm like, wow. I heard it's really good. 7.3 on IMDb, 23,236 people rated it. It's a dark comedy, psychological thriller, sci-fi thriller. A weekend getaway with friends at a remote cabin turns into chaos after it's revealed that one of the guests is not what they seem. So, the lead actress in it is Sophie Thatcher. Jack Quaid, who plays in it, son of Dennis Quaid. The Boys, everybody now knows him. And then it's funny, Gage is in this. I've seen him, he's in like the last season of You. I think it was the last season. Yeah, when they go over in Europe or whatever. He's in a lot of different things. But in his IMDb picture, he now has like dark hair, so unrecognizable. That's awful that I know that much about an IMDb person's profile picture. So anyway, and Suri is in it as well. I'm sure other people are. So I'm excited to see it. An hour and 37 minutes long. Normally I wait for the weekend, but we're going to it tonight. So stick around, I'll let you know what I think. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Companion, and we're going to have to open this up at some point, but I'll just say I think I'm probably on the opposite side of a lot of people on this one, for some reason. I like creativity. I like something new. We'll get to that in a little bit. I like acting. I thought Jack Quaid and Sophie Thatcher were great in this. I don't know if I've seen her in anything else. I think she was in Heretic, but I couldn't piece her together. I thought Jack Quaid played pretty good, but I felt like I've seen him in very similar roles before in this one. And I thought it was interesting because, well, let me say this. If you have, stop watching the trailer. If I'm showing you the trailer, if you haven't seen it, go into it blind. I went into it as blind as can be. What I read to you at the beginning of this was the way I went into this movie, and therefore I really started to like the movie initially. One of the things is you find out early what's going on, like in the first act. I know now this is 2 movie reviews in a row that I'm talking about acts, but like really early in the film, you're going to figure out what's going down, right? And I'll leave it at that. So, it builds off of that, which was really cool. And I just set it up. It's like Jack and his girlfriend meet, and she has a little opening monologue, which kind of, sets you off a little bit. But then they're going to visit, I think it even says this in IMDb, they're going to visit some friends in this cabin that's far away, beautiful cabin, whatever, to hang out with a bunch of people. And that's all you get, right? And then, it says somebody's not what you think of. And, I've seen images, and, you see the cover art. And so you're left to your own imagination. Leave it at that. Go into this film and watch it that way. Okay? And I think it'll be fun. I think it's different. I think, that's all I'll give you. I can't say anymore. So if you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch this. Go check it out. It's I will say, a little, it's like a slasher. I mean, there's blood, there's gore. Stuff like that. There's not really very intense moments, but and I do like, what's his name? I mentioned him before. I liked him in this Gage. I forget what his first name is, but Lukas Gage. I like him too. All right. So now, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. If all that stuff interests you. But for those of you who have seen it, don't worry about spoiler alerts or whatever. I have to spoil it a little bit more. I'm not going to talk about the ending, although predictable from the jump. Right? I mean, like, that was disappointing to me. I thought one way they could have saved this film for me was making it less predictable. You kind of figured it out for the most. Some small plot twists, but I felt I was only fooled early in the beginning, and then throughout the rest of it, I was just like, whatever. And anyway, you take this movie. Is Subservience? Is that what it's called? I just have to look. Yeah, Subservience. Your Megan Fox movie. Ex Machina. Megan. I mean, just take all those and combine them together, and you get this kind of film. I don't know. It just, you know, when the big reveal happened, I was like, oh, okay, somewhat interesting. I can see the second part coming, the second big reveal, and you know how it's going to end. And it's like, you know, I'm more thinking about like how different ways he could have got around, you know, what ended up happening. You know, he could have been smarter, but yet, yes, you know, I get the idea of saying, hey, you know, men are controlling and self-confident, you know, or overconfident and arrogant, and I get that, and that's the point of this, and that's what he ends up doing to ruin the whole thing for him. And I'm not advocating for the fact that he should have gotten away and done all this, but I think it made it for a more predictable film in my eyes. I don't think you can see that coming, and that makes it more fun. And you could maybe even set it up that maybe he does get away with it, but she, you know, recharges, reboots, or whatever. And there's so many flaws with that. Like, they reboot Cupcake, or whatever that guy's name was. Cooper? Whatever. Gage. I just said his name and I forgot it. But his character, they reboot him. But you don't reboot him. Like, he's got memories. It's like, okay, so it's not really... Like, they're that smart to create these robots that have, you know, artificial intelligence and all that stuff, but they can't... When you reboot them, they can't erase their memory, like they said, for 5 seconds. And he was able to reconnect all that. I don't know, you know? So, and then, you know, all the different things that he did to mess up getting away with it. Not rebooting her, you know? All that kind of stuff. I mean, sure, the fact that maybe everything was recorded might be a little different. But, you know, and you saw it, from the beginning, they said what's going to happen. So, I'm on the other side of this. I like the futuristic aspect. I like the car. I like all of that kind of stuff. But it's just a combination of all the movies that I mentioned. So, not awful. And I had higher expectations, and they didn't hit. So, alright, that's it. That's all I got. I don't know if I was helpful or not, but I think this is funny too. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.